Up here in Oswego today with John Colloca. This actually came from the last visit I was up here. They had written on the valve cover itself, valves backed off, do not turn over, I believe is what was written. So I said, you know, when you get ready to set everything here, give me a shout. So John Colloca is off camera, and we're going to do some interesting things today. John, what are we going to do?
Well, we're going to change a couple of rocker arms. Number 3 cylinder, that's these two. That'll be the intake, and that's the exhaust. These are old. I needed new ones last year, but we didn't have the money for it. But we got some cash up this year, and we're putting new rockers on. And this engine has been freshened, so you won't see any oil around. But it's a pretty simple procedure.
Well, let's start by identifying everything we're looking at here. How's that for a good way to start?
This is a roller rocker, and this is the exhaust, and this is the intake rocker. We back the valves off after a rebuild because the engine usually sits for a while and you don't want to have pressure on the springs, so we back them off. And these are backed off now, and I can remove one, and we can see kind of what they look like. And
John will show you also why they call it a roller rocker too. So another term I'd heard before but never saw until today.
Yep.
So again, this is one of our big goals this year, guys. We're going to learn together.
Okay,
so we just
pull the rocker off. This is a roller rocker. They call it a roller because this rolls on the valve stem. Instead of rubbing on it, it rolls, and it's less friction and it's easier on everything.
Gotcha. That makes sense though, right? Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the other kind of rockers that are out
They're
tap it or something, I think?
well, that would be the lifter on the other end.
Okay.
They're usually, if you have a flat tappet lifter, you're going to have not necessarily, but you're going to have a rocker that rocks, but it's going to rub on this instead of roll.
Okay.
Which eliminates some friction and wear. So this is racing stuff. Rocker? For the most part, this is racing stuff. And we try to keep everything at a minimum.
Okay.
As far as wear goes.
So the rocker's off. So we got a new one.
We have a new one.
John's over at the desk, by the way, so he'll be back. There he comes.
Before we put this on, this is a high pressure grease that has to go on because the initial startup on these, we usually don't have a lot of oil up here, but I'll make sure that we do. But we put that right in the cup, and I like to rub a little bit on the valve stem, just to give it a little bit of lubrication before we get the oil to it. So that's all you need there.
Okay.
Now, one of the things you want to be sure of is that you get this is a push rod here, and that's in the lifter.
Yeah, also push rod right there too. So
Yep. And we want to make sure we get that in the cup. That can be a real problem if that doesn't happen. So we'll just take that. We got the bolts to put back in. Tim, would you get the...
And it's basically this bolt right here is what he's doing, so.
Yeah, get the torque wrench ready. Because we need to torque these bolts.
Okay. Okay, one on each side, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
And
we're doing the exhaust one at this point too, right?
This is the exhaust,
yeah,
correct.
The exhaust is on the bottom next to the header, where the intake valves are up top closer to the intake. It's that simple, right, John?
Correct.
See, I'm picking it up, guys. I'm learning.
Yeah, you're doing
I'm
all right
learning.
here for somebody.
Yeah, he was trying to,
Somebody
yeah, somebody who doesn't know anything about engines, so.
Is that at 26? There you go.
Okay, so what are we torquing them to?
We're going to torque them to 26 pounds.
Okay.
So to start, we're going to just get a little bit on each side.
Oh, okay, so we don't want to tighten one side down without tightening the other at all. Okay.
The other side's going to be a little bit different than this because this valve is already closed, so we don't have to be careful about torquing this, because if you torque one side when this would, like this valve is already all the way closed, and if you, I don't know if you can see a gap in there.
Yes, I can see the gap.
You have to go on each side of this to do that properly. Now, let's see what we can do here about torquing this one. And I like to go a little bit on each side. I kind of watch
Yeah, because that display will show you what you're at as
Yes.
you get towards 26 pounds, right?
Yep.
26?
26 pounds.
26.
We'll go to 20 and then to 26.
Okay. There we go, and there was
I already went
26
to
right
20
there.
but-
And that's what torque wrenches do, guys. They beep. The old ones would click, right? When
Yeah.
you got to the desired pounds. I like the ones that beep, so there we
And
go.
I'll go back and do this twice, and
Just
I'll
to be
call
sure?
this one done. Yep,
Okay, so that rocker is changed now.
yep. And that's
Okay,
done. So now,
so we're halfway home.
excuse me. So this one, we're gonna take this off. And again, we'll put the new one in. And you always check to make sure it's in the cup down on the lifter.
Oh, I see what you're talking about, okay. I'm gonna zoom in here real quick and show you what he's talking about, okay? Right up there, okay? All right, now move back. I just wanted to make sure we showed him the cup.
Yep. Well, they can't see the cup, they just see the lifter there.
Oh, okay. I guess I thought this was what you were talking about when you talked about the cup.
No.
Okay.
This sits in a cup, I'll get a lifter and show you.
Okay.
Okay, the cup is right there. Is that a good shot?
Yeah, yep.
The
Oh, I
cup
see.
is right
Yep,
there,
there it
and,
is.
and that push rod goes down into there, and when you pull these off, sometimes they'll come off with it, and you don't want that to happen. You gotta make sure, you can tell by spinning it if it's in the cup or not. So
Okay.
the other end of the push rod right here is in a cup, right, just like that.
Okay, gotcha.
I got that dry cough, and I put a little bit of grease on there.
Yep, just like we
I
did with the
did.
other one.
Yep. And now we'll get this. And this is where things are gonna change a little bit when we
Okay.
torque this one. So I'm going to get the bolt started. Tim, would you put that, take the extension off the, and put it on a ratchet? I have a ratchet right there.
And part two, it looks like we'll have to go to part two to actually adjust here, so.
Are we running out of time, are we?
Yeah, we're
Really?
at 7.5 minutes already.
Wow.
It goes fast, doesn't it? Just like
Yes,
we
it
knew that from
does.
the interview, remember? It always goes fast,
Yeah.
right? But this part will work time out just about right, I think. And then we'll adjust
Because
after
we
that.
can- Yeah, we'll adjust after that.
All right, so once again, he's gonna torque this down carefully like he did on the other one. One side then the other.
Well,
This is the intake.
This is different because we have to go,
Oh,
we're gonna snug that. Because you can't just tighten one side down and then the other. So we have to do this. And what I like to do is I'll go a quarter turn there, and then I can go a half a turn. And keep doing that.
Really?
Now I can do a half a turn on each one.
okay.
Until it comes in contact with the saddle.
Did it just do that? No, okay.
No, I got a little ways to go.
Okay.
We'll hurry as best we can.
This is stuff you really need a touch for.
Well, before I knew better,
Oh, I can see it now.
I was
Okay.
taking one off of Mike Muldoon's engine, and I just started unscrewing it because we had to change it, and it broke the axle shaft.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's a major problem.
So Doug Holmes was there, and he knew where to get one. We put another one on, and that was, kind of the end of that.
All right, we got about
So
30 seconds, John.
Oh boy.
We're not gonna make it, are we?
Well, no, but it has to be done this way.
Yeah. And then we're gonna torque it afterwards?
Yes.
To the same 26?
Yep.
Okay,
And I was pretty close on that.
okay,
Now I can torque it right now. If we,
okay. We got time to torque one? Yeah, we got about 15 seconds. Again, we'll be back for the second part where we actually adjust the valves.
yeah, we can.
And I hope you like this, guys. Come back for part two, right around the corner.